Okay, so this is another one that I deem worthy enough to have a video. This is only going to be 5 or 6 minutes, so it'll be pretty quick. This is all about parameter passing and specifically the difference between passing by value and passing by reference. So the short answer is that all primitive data types pass by value and all object data types pass by reference. So I'm going to explain what that means, and if you understand this, then you're going to be well on your way to understanding any piece of code that is written. So let's say you've got some sort of main method. That's my main method right here. You can see in this main method I have three local variables, myDice, m, and outbox. Two of them are object data types, and one of them is a primitive data type of type integer. So now that we've been creating new classes, this is, let's say, a class that you've created called the Dice class, and let's say the Dice class has a couple of methods in there, setSides and report. setSides taking in an integer and report taking in some object of type outbox. So that's all well and good. So when the main method is called and the m variable is constructed, I take that back. When the m variable is declared, enough space is there to store the number 6. And similarly, when the outbox variable is constructed, it constructs the object, and in here it stores the memory location. So the outbox object variable stores a reference to the object that was created, that being the memory location there. So so that's those two, and that's the difference in how the picture would actually be in memory. So when the setSides method is called and it passes the value of 6 to the setSides method in the Dice class, you'll notice that in the Dice class it has no knowledge of m or anything like that. It says whatever's passed to it, it's going to call it n. So there's a variable n, and n has the value of 6. So n is a local, it's actually a parameter variable, but it's local to the setSides method. So no matter what setSides does to n, it is not going to affect m at all. So you could say n is equal to 10, and n will change to 10 right there, but n is completely unrelated to m at this point. And there's no way for setSides to modify the value of m over here because m is a local variable. Now, on the flip side, if we come down here to the report method, so when the report method is called with this object over here in the Dice class, OB, the OB parameter variable will now contain a reference to an object, to the same object that the outbox variable in the main method was referring to. So now there's two object variables that are referring to the same object. So if the report method calls any mutator methods on OB, like OB dot, I don't know, OB dot, set x coordinate or something like that, it would actually change the state of this outbox here, and when it returns to the main method, this object has been changed, it has been mutated. So if you print out outbox at this point, it will, whoops, sorry about that, it will appear that it has been changed, and it actually has been changed. So the report method can modify the object, the state of the object that it has been passed. Now, one big note that I have to make is if in the report method you try to do something like OB equals new object and set it equal to some new object that you end up creating, OB would point over to that new object, but you are not modifying what outbox is pointing to. Outbox is still pointing to this object. So you can't say OB equals something, but you could say OB dot set X coordinate. And that would be reflected when you go back to the main method. So the general rule is that any method, regardless of where you are, it cannot change another method's local variables. It is just physically impossible to do that. But a method can change the state of another object as long as it has a reference to that object. So if you remember that, you will be good. When we get to class, I will give you another example with, I think I've got some cars. One of them is Swag and one of them is Lemon. So you can test it out when you come into class and see if you really get this. I hope so. See you tomorrow. Bye.